everyone, my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm back with another one pack only speed build, and today we're doing Get Together. So if you're not familiar, I'm starting a little series here over on my channel where I'm doing a build for each expansion pack. So base game with only that one expansion pack. And we're doing it in chronological order. So the first one I did was for Get to Work. I uploaded that one a little while ago. I will link it in the description box down below if you want to watch that one. We did a little bakery with a studio apartment on the second floor for Get to Work. And so today we're working on a build for Get Together. Now, at first, when I was thinking, when I was starting to come up with an idea, what I wanted to do for Get Together, I was thinking that I wanted to do a residential lot because I already did a community lot for Get to Work. So I thought that for Get Together, maybe I wanted to do a residential lot. But then when I asked you guys in my previous video if you would like to see a cafe or just a residential lot or something else, a lot of you guys actually said that you really wanted to see a cafe. So I took that idea and ran with it. And some of you also commented that you would like to see something for the club system. And I already knew that I wanted to do that from the get-go because the club system came with Get Together, and the club system is, in my opinion, very underrated. I love the club system. I love that you can set up little clubs and have all your friends join, and your Sims friends, not your real life friends, obviously. But yeah, I really love that club system. It's super convenient also for family gameplay and whatnot. Because what I like to do for whenever I'm playing the game, I like to put all my extended family, all my aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff, I like to put them in a club together so that I can have them come over to my house for a dinner party or just for a regular hangout or whatever. I can have them come over to my house all at once, as if it were a club gathering, but it's really just my family coming over to my house, that sort of thing. And I love putting all my Sims kids in a club together, a little homework club where they can do all their homework together, and they will kind of do that autonomously. If you set doing homework as one of the club activities, then they will do that autonomously, which is super convenient. So I like to use the club system in that sense. That was my cat. I don't know what she's doing. Are you okay? I think she's fine. She just wants to be involved. But yeah, the club system really is also just kind of meant for starting I don't know, an art club or a gaming club or a coffee drinking hangout sort of club, that sort of thing. The club system is very convenient, and I love using it for my day-to-day gameplay. Not I'm playing the game every day, but you know what I mean. It's a super convenient thing. And so, yeah, I kind of tried to, that was my cat again. I don't know what she's doing. She's just being very vocal. I don't know what her problem is, but I'm sure she's fine. But yeah, I really, for this build, wanted to try and combine a cafe and something for a club. I kind of wanted to combine that for this build. So that's what I did, and I came up with a Clubhouse Café. So you can see that this cafe is very spacious. It's very large. Also, obviously, I'm building it in Windenburg because Windenburg is the world that came with Get Together. If you're not familiar, it's a European, I don't know, inspired world, I guess. I mean, Europe has a lot of different countries with a lot of different styles and a lot of different architectural styles and stuff like that. So you can't really say that this is European inspired, but I feel to me, it's kind of it feels kind of like Germany, Austria, Switzerland, that sort of thing. That's kind of what it feels like to me. And also some parts of France, for example, they have these Tudor style buildings, and this is definitely a Tudor style inspired world. So Get Together also comes with a more modern side of things. It also has some very modern buildings, but I decided to go for something more traditional, something more Tudor style. So that's what I decided to do for this one. So you can see that this cafe is very large, and I did that on purpose because Well, first and foremost, it's a cafe, but I also, like the title already suggests, wanted this cafe to function sort of like a clubhouse for different clubs with different activities. So the main building of this cafe is the cafe part, obviously. So we have like a little coffee bar and just a little cafe area where you can sit down and hang out and have a little bit of coffee with your friends or with your club members. But then we also have some different parts to this build. So you will see that, well, the main part, like the main building, the ground floor is a cafe, but then we also have that other like separate little building on the right. That one has on the downstairs, like in the downstairs area, it has a little bar area and a little stage with a piano and a microphone. So you can have like your comedy club or your music club or your, I don't know, stage performing club, that sort of thing. You can have them gather over there and they can do their club activities over there. Obviously, I set this lot as a cafe, so whenever you download it and put it in your game, then you won't get like, you will get a barista, but you won't get like a mixologist that will tend the bar. So you can do that yourself, or you can hire someone to tend the bar if you wanted to do that. So yeah, this lot kind of has like different, I don't know, purposes, I guess. And then we also have a little library area, like a little library section with computers and bookcases where your Sims can gather and do their homework or do research or read together. So you can have like a homework club or a reading club or a computer sort of club, like, I don't know, like that sort of thing you can use a little library section for. And then we also have a game room upstairs as well, and not like a video game room, but a traditional game room, if you will. So we have a couple of Don't Wake the Llama tables. We have a foosball table and a dartboard, I believe. And then we also, I also placed down a little, what's it called? Arcade game machine, like that huge thing that came with this pack. I love that thing. I placed that in there as well, so your Sims can just play all kinds of different games. They can have their game club gather over there. And then we also, last but not least, have a little art studio where your art club can gather. So we have a couple of easels in there and yeah, just some paintings and stuff like that. So yeah, you can have your, like I said, your art club gather over there as well. And overall, this lot is just very, very spacious. It has a lot of room. I really tried to make this lot as gameplay friendly as possible because yes, I wanted it to be cute and pretty, but I also really wanted it to be functional. So I was kind of, at some point I started play testing it as I was building it. So I really wanted to make sure that there were no awkward routing issues. I wanted to make sure that everything was accessible and usable. So yeah, it's quite a spacious lot. I cluttered it up. I made it look realistic, but not too much because, well, like I said, I really wanted to keep in mind that I wanted this build to be playable first and foremost. So yeah, and I'm so happy with how this build turned out. I think it looks very cute and very cozy, and I think it's overall just a very convenient lot because, well, like I said, it is a cafe, but it has a lot of different activities. So you can use this lot for a lot of different things, which I always think is so convenient. Whenever I build community lots, I always really enjoy it whenever I have the chance to make it multifunctional, if you will. I always like to see if I can, for example, make a cafe, but that you could also turn into a bar if you wanted to, which now that I'm thinking about it, I think you can actually do that. I think this would function as a bar. The only thing I did not place down though was a TV. So I think bars need at least one TV to function. So I think that maybe if you just place a TV down somewhere, which makes perfect sense in either the bar area of the build or in the game room or what have you, you can just place a TV down anywhere, or like even in this little cafe part of the build, a TV would be cool too. But then I think it would be perfectly functional as a bar as well, and maybe even as a library, because I also placed down a couple of chess tables on the balcony area. So really this build kind of has it all. We also have some computers, we have some bookcases, We have some chess tables, some easels, like it's just overall very multifunctional. And then one thing I also really wanted to do at first was create a little garden area with some garden pots, like some gardening planters and stuff like that, so that you can have your gardening club gather here as well. I really wanted to try and do that, and I fiddled around with that a little bit off camera. But that just looked a little bit out of place and a little bit strange. So I just decided to get rid of that idea, which is a little bit of a shame because it would have been an extra functional thing for this lot, like to be able to do gardening. But then again, at the same time, it would also be a little bit weird maybe, because I think that you can do gardening on a community lot, but plants don't actually grow when you're not on the lot, I don't think. I think that's how it works. I think I've tried that before a very, very long time ago, where that was even before I made videos, but that was because I really wanted to try and see if I could have a little farm on a different lot, if you will. So I think I like purchased like a store or something, like a quote unquote store, like not an actual store. It was just an empty lot. And I tried to turn that into a little farm to see if I could have like a separate little farm for my sim. This is years ago at this point. But I do remember that that didn't work. I do remember that the plants didn't grow because I wasn't actually on that lot. They would only grow when I was there. So I think that that is how it works, but correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I decided to let go of the whole gardening idea, and I just decided to not include that. But yeah, you can see that on the second floor of the main building of this lot, if you will. I placed some extra tables and chairs. So the cafe part of this lot is definitely the largest part of it. Like this lot is a cafe first and foremost, for sure. There's a lot of tables and chairs, a lot of spots for your Sims to just hang out and relax, some couches and like sofas where your Sims can just lounge around. And then the closed off room on the second floor of the main part of the building is the library, as you can see. And I was struggling with this so much. I don't know why. It was just, I couldn't get it together for some reason. It was super weird because I wanted there to be bookcases, but also like at least 4 computers, but then also a larger table where for example, your homework club can gather. They can all sit there and do their homework together, like that sort of thing. But this shape of this room is definitely a little bit funky. As you can see, it's a little bit weird. So I was definitely struggling around with that for the longest time. And then I also, at first, I really wanted to try and include chess tables in here because that would only make sense. But it just looked super weird. It did not make sense in the end at all. So I decided to go ahead and place the chess tables on the little balcony area that you'll see a little bit later on. So we have 2 of those as well, just not in the actual library research room, if you will. But I think that that's okay. Instead, I just placed a little couch with a coffee table, which I think makes perfect sense in here actually. So you don't have to sit at the table to do your homework. You can also just sit on the couch and do some reading or what have you, do some research, whatever you want to do with your Sims in this room. But I really, really like it. I think it's a very cute addition to this actual lot. And then throughout this build, I also tried to place like some menus so that your Sims can always see like what kind of coffee and treats and stuff they can order from downstairs if they want to do that. But yeah, I really, really like how these 2 separate buildings are kind of connected through that little balcony sort of thing. Like the builds are not actually connected. You have to go outside to go from one building to the other, if you will, but then you can use the balcony, which does have a roof over it, so you don't have to get rained on whenever it's rainy. And I really enjoy how these 2 little separate buildings are connected in that way. I built this lot from scratch. I was looking for inspiration on Pinterest for the longest time because I did have some sort of a vision of what I wanted to do. Like I knew that I wanted to do 2 like separate buildings, 2 like older looking buildings combined together. Like I knew that I wanted to do that, but I couldn't really find any sort of reference picture, like any sort of inspiration that was actually the vibe that I was looking for. So I decided to just sit down and build from scratch, and I would just kind of see where that would take me. And I'm really happy that I did that because I feel like it felt a little bit, I don't know, a little bit freeing, I guess. For the longest time, I used to always build like this, like way before I even started doing YouTube. I used to always build from scratch. But for some reason, since I've been building so much now that I am making videos about it, I've been way more into looking up like reference photos or inspiration pictures on Pinterest to have at least something to go off of. So I've been doing that so much that just building from scratch felt really good for this one. It took me a long time. I did not record the whole process of trial and error and bulldozing and starting over. Like, I did not record all that. What I did was I fiddled around with it for the longest time, and then when I found the actual shape of the build that I really liked, I just bulldozed it, started recording it, and started building it again, and then I went from there. Otherwise, this video would have been super long, and that is just a little bit annoying to watch as well. So I didn't do that. But yeah, you can see that we are actually working on the little bar area right now. I placed a bar with some bar stools, and then I created a makeshift stage with a platform tool. And I also really love the stage entryway, if you will. I will show you whenever like the speed build is over, I will show you everything in real time so we can have a better look at everything. But I really enjoy the little stage door, like the little stage entry, as you can see. For some reason, to me, that just feels so realistic. I love that. I love that you have to go through like a separate tiny little hallway where you can enter the stage and just have a quick look in the mirror before you go on stage, like that sort of thing. I just really enjoyed that. So I will show you that obviously in real time after the speed build portion of the video. But then after the bar section, I got started on this game room, and this one actually also took me a little while to figure out how to do it. For some reason, the shapes of these rooms are a little bit wonky, but that's because the whole build has so many bump outs and little extra boxes here and there, like added to the build. So naturally that gives you a little bit of a wonky shape for the actual rooms, but it also makes the build very characteristic in my opinion. So yeah, you can see this game room coming together. Is it games room or game room? I'm always confused. English is not my first language. Dutch is my first language. So sometimes I just get confused. I don't know if I should call it a game room or a games room. I don't know. Let me know if you know this. It doesn't really matter. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. But still, I would like to know. I would like to learn. But yeah, you can see this room come together. We have a couple of Don't Wake the Llama tables. We have a foosball table. We have some non-accessible bookcases because they just look cute combined with the Don't Wake the Llama tables, in my opinion. I just really wanted something to fill up the space with. So yeah, I just placed these little bookcases that you can't actually access, but they look cute. Then we have a dartboard as well. Is it dartsboard or dartboard? That's another one. That's another one I don't know. But it's okay. So yeah, this is definitely a cute room where your Sims can just go ahead and play some games. There are a lot of games in this room, but not any routing issues. I playtested this one and everything worked just fine. And then I also at some point quickly just went through and placed these little music players on the wall, like those wall speakers, so that you can have some music everywhere in your cafe. I thought that was cute. And then after that, I got started on the art room. And this one is definitely on the smaller side, this little studio. I think we have 3 accessible easels in this room, so you can have obviously more than 3 Sims in this room, but you can have 3 Sims working on a painting if you wanted to. And then I decided to use that little, I really don't know what to call it, but you can see that I placed 2 of the easels around that little scenery, like that little scene with the fruit basket and the plant and the bottle with the light. I never use that item, but obviously it's supposed to be like a thing that you can paint from reference. I'm really doing a terrible job explaining this, but I really don't know what to call that object. But you can see it right there. So I decided to place that one. I never use it, but I thought it was so cute, especially for like a club assignment sort of thing. I don't know. I just thought it was very cute. Like maybe these art club people, they just the members, they bring over different objects every week that they have to try and paint, like stuff like that. I just thought it was so cute. And then I also decided to go ahead and place a little sink in here. I thought that that would only make sense. You would definitely need a sink nearby in your art paint room, like to just rinse off your brushes and stuff like that. So I decided to go ahead and do that. And then for the terrace area, I love how this turned out. I feel like it's so cute. It kind of looks like something from like a theme park, if you will. I don't know why, and I definitely don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I just really love those little tables and chairs from Get Together that I placed outside in that yellowy, bronzy swatch. I don't know, it just looks so wholesome and so cute in my opinion. So I placed a whole bunch of tables outside. You could actually also place a couple of extra easels outside if the weather is nice and you want to have your art club sims do some painting outside, then you can definitely do that as well. And then I also placed a couple of umbrella tables right in front of the build, and I made sure that there were like enough like trash cans and outdoor trash cans and stuff like that, and some lighting outside as well, and then some vines and stuff like that to kind of just tie everything together. And then that is actually already it for this build. So let's jump right into the game and I'll show you the build in real time. So here we have the Clubhouse Café in real time and in full effect. I traveled here with my sim and it's actually a working cafe right now. You can see it's getting kind of crowded already. So this coffee bar is definitely working. We have a barista working over here. We have a toilet over here on this side, and you can see that, yeah, this is just a little cafe area. Oh, this lady is bald and shoeless. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to you. I hope you're okay. Oh, and we have Marcus Flex, hi. And Clara, all the classic Sims are coming over to grab a cup of coffee. But yeah, you can see that it's functional. We have some tables and chairs over here in the main part of the cafe area. And then upstairs over here, we have some more tables and just a little lounge area where you can sit with a larger group of Sims if you wanted to do that. And then through this door, we have the little library section. So we have some computers, we have some tables and chairs, and a spot for your Sims to do research and do some homework and reading and whatnot. And then when we cross this little balcony with the chess tables, we enter right into the game room. So we have a whole bunch of different games over here that you can play. And then through this door over here, we have the art room that I literally just showed you. So there are definitely a lot of activities over here. Oh, I love how these Sims are sitting down outside. Isn't that just so cute? For some reason, this whole like terrace area of the build is definitely my favorite. It just looks so wholesome and so cozy and just a fun spot for your Sims to come together, to get together, if you will. Let's pause it real quick before it gets too late and too dark and then we can't see anymore. Over here, we have the door that leads us into the second building, and here we have the bar slash stage area. I also went through the place and placed these little club flags, if you will. So we have the music flag over here and the little comedy banner, because obviously over here in this section of the build, you can play some music. We also have a stereo over here, so you can just turn that on and I don't know, do some dancing if you want to do that. We also have a microphone over here, so your Sims can perform some comedy skits, which I thought was really fun. And obviously the bar over here. And then we have a couple more bathrooms over here as well. And then, yeah, for the rest, we just have a lot of outdoor seating as well. You can see that we have some umbrella tables over here. We have some benches with trash cans over here. So your Sims can just sit there and enjoy the view of the plaza, I guess, because this little fountain area is also just really cute. I love Windenburg. Windenburg is one of my favorite worlds from The Sims 4. I just think it's so beautiful. I would also show you the back of this lot, but there's really not a whole lot going on. We just have some vines and whatnot. And then we have some trash cans hidden away over there as well. But your Sims can actually enter from this side because we do have a little staircase over here as well. But yeah, that is actually already it for this build. So I just put this Clubhouse Cafe up on the gallery. It uses only Get Together, as you can see. I built it on a 30 by 20 lot in Windenburg. Luxembourg, on that little plaza area that you're probably familiar with if you own Get Together. But this is what it looks like from the gallery, so you can go ahead and place it in your game if you want to use it. But that's actually going to do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!